You wanted to get into somewhere between 500 and 1,500 yards to get a good shot at the target, and furthermore, you'd like to get a shot with what you called a zero gyro angle. In other words, the torpedo wouldn't have to turn after it left the torpedo tube. Now, to do that, you relied heavily on the torpedo data computer to give you all the information on range to the target, target course and speed, gyro angle, both from the forward tubes, from the after tubes, from each tube individually. And that took a little experience to be able to read the face of the torpedo data computer to get all that information and assimilate it in your mind and correlate it with what the radar scope was showing, the range the radar operator was calling out on the surface. The target-bearing transmitters from the bridge, they would come down. That was manually transmitted through wires to the TDC, and you had to correlate all that to find out which target you were going to shoot at first, which one second, so forth. Still remembering that you're trying to get the gyro angle, if possible, as small as possible so that there'd be less chance of the torpedo wavering on its way to the target. Number of torpedoes to shoot at. That was pretty well settled by, you might say, policy. If you've got a battleship or an aircraft carrier or a major ship like that, it was generally believed you should shoot all the torpedoes you could get on the target. 6, for example, from the bow tube would make a good assignment of torpedoes. Then when you got into a good firing position, you'd go through the routine. After the torpedoes were made ready, fire one, then you'd wait for an interval of like 6 seconds and say fire two. Meantime, your torpedo data computer was computing the new gyro angle to feed into the torpedo for the next torpedo and on doing the whole string of them. Now further, since there were a lot of inaccuracies in torpedo firing, it was normal to fire a spread. That is, instead of firing all torpedoes to hit the center of the target, you'd try to fire to hit one torpedo forward of the center, one in the center, and one aft, as an example.